Hi, this is Stana Jamian with ICF Colorado, and I'm here today with Master Coach Patty Beach, who will be our speaker for our June 13th chapter meeting, and we'll be discussing the power of alignment. So Patty Beach is the CEO of Leadership Smarts, the best-selling author of The Art of Alignment, a practical guide to inclusive leadership, and a sought-after TEDx speaker. She empowers managers to excel and executives to inspire. Through her memorable success formulas, Patty's been coaching leaders and teams to turn ideas into action by fostering profitable work environments where all can thrive. Patty's methods are used by coaches and organizational leaders globally in both the public and private sectors. And Patty lives in Boulder, Colorado, and so she'll be presenting live at the Posner Center in Denver. And of course, we'll be doing it on Zoom as well. So Patty Beach, welcome, and thanks for speaking with us today.
Thanks for the introduction. Really appreciate it.
Good. Um, so first of all, can you tell us a little bit about your coaching practice and the Leadership Smarts organization and how how you got to this place? What's your journey?
All right. So I started my career not in coaching. For 15 years, I worked in the energy industry as a geologist. And what I found in working in that field was that I was really passionate about helping women in a male dominated industry to have a voice. And I felt that it was important that women were involved in decision making and that we got heard. Oftentimes, I felt there were a lot of women that didn't quite get their voice in. They had trouble saying what they needed to say. So I decided that I'd go back to grad school. I got a degree in organizational development. And at the same time, the coaching field was taking off. Now, this is a long time ago, like back in 2000. So I was really early into the coaching movement. And what I discovered in that was that there was this whole area where you could work to help leaders listen better, integrate people's ideas, etc. And what I had found out was it wasn't just women who didn't feel like they got heard. A lot of times it was men, or it was introverts, or it was the HR department, or the young people, or the person with the great ideas who was over enthusiastic. And so I just really got involved in moving my coaching in that direction and leadership development quite early on, and blending really coaching with organizational development, working with leaders in organizations to build organizations where everyone would have a voice in what happens.
Great. Um, yeah, so I know you're interested in alignment, but what had you develop that notion that leadership issues really are tied to alignment issues? And how do leaders develop alignment is my second question, and how do we as coaches, you know,
Yeah.
promote?
So, in an organization, in order to make things happen, you need alignment. You need to get a lot of people to come together, make a plan, agree on it. And in order, the thing about alignment is almost synonymous with leadership, because good leadership is let's get a vision or a goal and let's get everybody in agreement. Let's move in that direction. But where it's a little bit different is I believe that it's important to be very strategic with our use of resources because there's a time, unlimited demand on our time, money, and energy, but a limited supply. And it's through alignment, through inclusive leadership, getting lots of people to have a discussion about what's really doable with all the things we got to do. Um, that's really what alignment's about. And right now, there's just a ton of organizational complexity. Most organizations have a matrix structure, or they have, like, even IT used to just have software and hardware guys. Now you've got software, hardware, UI, UX, cybersecurity, and it's not all guys anymore, right? So a lot more complex. And you need to be able to practically and inclusively align people in order to get things done. That's how we make things happen. That's how we create a better future.
Right. And so in this event that we're going to have, how are we as coaches going to learn that and practice that and so on? How are we going to learn how to create that?
Yeah, so I know in the, Coach Federation, there are all kinds of coaches. You got your life coaches, your executive coaches, your organizational coaches. And I just want to say that alignment is important, whether you work in a corporation, you're a senior leader, you're a new person coming up that's trying to figure out your life. Like, alignment is great for helping teenagers do their chores. So it works for everything. So it's going to be pertinent to everyone. And I'm just going to help them really understand what alignment's about and how we can use it in team coaching, especially because you have a team with multiple people, different opinions. How do you really help that team become a cohesive, co-creative, generative team? That's what alignment is really all about. So if I'm assuming most of the coaches will probably have this, kind of thing that they're trying to help either leaders do or supporting teams do. So I think that'll help be how it flows into their coaching. Um, I've got my book, I've got a program for coaches. I've supported many coaches and getting their ICF credential. So I'm going to try to make it as relevant as possible to what we need to know to be in that coach framework, which is a lot about asking questions, a lot about pulling answers from people. Meanwhile, I am very methodical in how I go about it, which is not exactly coach like all the time. There's a little bit of a consultative aspect to it. But I think that you'll find that what I'll be teaching the coaches will really help them to ask really great questions and set leaders up for success in the circumstances where they've got to get two or more people to make things happen.
That sounds perfect. Yeah, I have a when you mentioned teenagers, I have a teenager, so I know exactly what that's like.
Yes.
Yeah. So, is there anything else you wanted to share for us to know what to expect or anything?
Yeah, I want to try to just make it fun. And so my goal is to come in, teach what alignment's about, why it matters, talk about why it's hard to do right now because we've got a remote people, we've got all this technology and things like that. Bring up an awareness of those things, and then just give some tips and some tools to people and get us trying it in the session together. So you walk away with some idea of what alignment is, how you would facilitate it, and just a little, you know, um, trick for your toolkit, that you can take back with you.
Perfect. So, okay. Well, thank you so much, Patty Beach, for giving us this little brief introduction of what you're going to be sharing. Again, for thank you everybody else as well for joining us here to hear Patty talk. This chapter meeting will be held the evening of June 13th at the Posner Center in Denver. For those of you who can't attend in person, you can also join online with Zoom. And please check the ICF Colorado website for registration information. So we hope to see you all there. And thank you again, Patty, for sharing your wisdom with us all.
Well, thanks for giving me the opportunity. I do appreciate it. And also want to thank you all that are running ICF for all you do for us coaches. I benefit from it and I'm very appreciative of that. So thank you very much.
Oh, thank you very much.